with the shape of when we can. We let the story begin. We're going out on our first date. You and me is thrifty, so go all you can eat. Fill up your bag and I fill up the plate. We talk for hours and hours about the sweet and the sour and how your family's doing okay. And even getting a taxi, kissing the backseat, tell the driver make the radio play. And I'm singing like, girl, you know I want your love. Your love was handmade for somebody like me. Come on now, follow my lead. I may be crazy, don't mind me. Say, boy, let's not talk too much. Grab on my waist and put that body on me. Come on now, follow my lead. Come on now, follow my lead.
Grand Rising, Boise gal. I've been thinking about you for like 2 days now. How are you? Happy Soulful Fun Day. You got that right, Sunday Fun Day. Grand Rising, Jamie. How are you? Grand Rising, Grand Rising, Grand Rising. What is that? Interesting. Okay. I've never used that before. You want this as the clarity? Alright. Don't ask. I'm following directions, so give me a second here. Never heard this term used, but we're going with it, man. You want this one? No? Okay. Alright. So there's a terminology or a metaphor that they just use that I haven't heard before, and they asked me to throw an archaic spread, and I was like, what do you mean by that? And I was like, a Celtic spread? And they're like, no. And I was like, what do you mean by that? And they're like, divinely led. So however this spread turns out, I have no idea, but I know without a doubt exactly what they want me to use, so we're gonna start there, okay? There's some confusion in the air is what they're telling me, but it's not here nor there. It's everywhere, okay? So it's not here nor there, which means it's not specific to one party or one person, okay? You're distinguishing between two things, so that's the confusion in the air. What they're saying right now is that some people think that, not all, but some people think that things have to be this way or that way, but there's no choice at all, right? And so that also, too, is a big choice to ensue. All right. Oh, okay. I think that's what it is. But I see this. All right, here we go. They said this will be the pinnacle. All right. They just showed me what we're going to throw here, or how it's going to go, and we're going to go back and forth here. Beautiful. The bouquet comes out. Now that's the overall energy here of this spread, is the bouquet, your flowers, right? So they're talking about your flowers right now. All right, this is beautiful. This is number 9 too. So in numerology, we know that this means a lot of cycles are ending, but a lot of new beginnings are happening too, for a lot of different people in a lot of different ways. Okay, so it's like you're being given your flowers. This is the overall archaic energy, is what they're saying right now to me. So when they said archaic spread, I guess there's going to be some energy here that's obviously always divinely led, but at the same time they're talking about the energy overall, I guess, is what they're talking about, metaphorically speaking. It's also about you being the warrior in the garden. It's also about you being the warrior in the garden right now, is what this has to do with the bouquet of flowers. All right, is what they're saying here. So here we go. We're going to start and build this spread. And they showed me a pyramid, but they showed me a pyramid coming down like this. And I guess this is what they're calling to be an archaic spread. So here we go. Let's see what this means. Let's have fun. All right, so we've got the 9 of Wands on the left side. So to me, this is the masculine side. This is how they're showing me to read this. So this is what we're doing. So we've got the masculine side on this left side. This is just how they're relating it to me. Now I know in reality and in quantum, it's opposite effect, okay? So just bear with me, all right? So, but what they're relating this to is the masculine side of the unit of the you, all right? It's just how sometimes I read, because in mediumship, my left side is masculine, my right side that comes in is feminine. So female energy is coming on my right, masculine energy is coming on my left. It's just the way I read, but I also do totally definitely know that it's opposite here when it comes to yin and yang and masculine, feminine energy. So the 9 of Wands, though, is for me. This is where I get to read backwards, because everything I do in my life is backwards, and then it just works that way. So we got the 9 of Wands coming out. This is the masculine. This is the masculine that's been put to rest, is what they're saying here. So this is in the past. This was past tests. This was growth. This was evolution here. All right, from which you know. Now they want me to immediately take the deck, the bottom deck card, which is the 6 of Wands. So this is the building. This is the building blocks to get you here to your flowers, okay, is what they're saying. Now, the masculine energy, this is where you literally were like beating a dead horse. There was something inside of you that you were going over and over and over and over again. It was the same energy, but it might have shown up in different ways habitually, is what they're saying. So this might have been bad habits that you would go back to or retract to mentally or emotionally, is what they're showing me. It's that wounded warrior space, right? So it's old wounds that come up when things occur that show themselves in a different way. And you had to be the awareness of how to pull those things out of you in a different way. So it was almost like you tricked the masculine into doing something different within you. Okay, the feminine tricked the masculine to do something different inside of you, is what they're showing me here. The feminine energy inside of you tricked the masculine into doing something different that you didn't do before, that changed everything on your floor. So to me, when they say on your floor, everything in front of you, right where your feet are at, right in front of you, it changed everything in your floor. Thank you. I love you too. So the masculine energy here was the wounded space where you would go back to disbelief, you would go back to not believing, you would go back to in old ways in which you were perceiving. So this is the bottom energy here, is what they're showing me of the masculine side of you, which is the wounded warrior space, but there was victory over that space. This is the feminine side for me right now. This is how I'm reading it. So the right side here, this is the victory space. The feminine tricked the masculine into believing in something different or doing something different. There was a bad habit that you had stopped of going back to or retracting something, or you would stop yourself. There's a new awareness, right, that helped you get out of this energy. Remember, we're getting to the pyramid, which is the flower bouquet here. All right, so we're going to move on here. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They said it's going to be a 9-card spread here, is what they just told me. All right, so yeah, that never-ending nightmare here is the confirmation. The never-ending nightmare, there was something that you were going over and over and over again in your head. The masculine wouldn't let this drop. It was like you had to find out more details. It was like you had to nitpick at it. You had to analyze it. You had to go over and over and over again in it. It's the nightmare that never ends. These are the building blocks that you had to go through, and this is also what made time bend, is the new perception that you moved into, right? It was like, nah, fuck this, I'm doing something different. It's that context of like, okay, I'm aware of what's going on now. I know now how to change this, and I have to change this. But it was you changing something mentally within you to change the physical structure around you. This is the solution-based masculine energy, right? Because like the masculine got sick and tired of being sick and tired and was like, I'm going to do something different. That's the basic energy here that's coming through. The masculine side of you was literally like giving in. So So what they're showing me is it's that fight within, that resistance that a lot of you were feeling here is what they're showing me. That resistance is lifting again. So this is where you were. This is past energy, okay? Just bear with me as we read into this. We're giving you a structure of the pyramid right now, what you've gone through in context. So the Nine of Swords is the masculine energy. You had to do something different. It was like, I got to get out of my own head. Whatever that is to you, you did something different. The awareness in you changed. Maybe you pulled back. Maybe you restricted yourself from doing something. Okay, you restricted yourself in doing something in similar ways. Dude, we got the Nine of Swords and the Ten of Swords. Dead, done, and over with. The feminine was like, nah, F this. No more. We're not playing this game. We're not doing this. Now, for a lot of you, this could come out in different ways. And what I mean by that is where you could feel more protections around you. Some of you, this is like spirit guides going, oh no, F that, man. We see you, we see you, we see you, we see you. We got that. You just continue to do what you're doing even though you feel that energy, right? That suspicious or auspicious energy around you, or you know there's things that are around watching you, right? And you're like, yeah, whatever, F that. It's like dead, done, and over with too. That's part of the context here. Now, this is always a blessing in disguise. So it's like, the feminine energy is able to alchemize. So it's like, maybe you got pulled away from somebody really quick. Maybe you... And it could also be, thank you, it could also be context to the point, and the fact is that you stopped doing this in your head, that change, right? You stopped doing this. So this is like very deep on multiple levels here as I read into 3 different aspects of energy. Bear with me here, because there's multiple layers that they're giving me of how this could relate to you. So in the mind here, it was like that energy that you would go back to. In the feminine here of the blessing in disguise, the feminine was like, no, we're done with this. It's dead, done, and over with. Here is what they're showing me inside my head. The feminine was like, no, we're done. We're done. You know that energy that a lot of spiritual people have, that when you go against them, they just nothing you. Right? They just nothing you. When you go like against a spiritual person, they just nothing you. It's like there's no existence, right? It's like the switch. And that's kind of the energy that they're giving me right here now with this Ten of Swords. It's a blessing in disguise. Like you may not even thank you. You may not even be aware of what you exactly changed, but you know you changed something because you can feel the energy change. The feminine was like, no, we're done. And this has been a blessing in disguise for you, is what they're saying here too. There's also, this is the context to the people that have come against you. It's dead, done, and over with. Okay, is what they're showing me here too. So a lot of people needed confirmation to that because they can still feel like, I would say, some sassy energy around them. That's part of the Pluto and Capricorn energy that you're feeling around right now too. Okay, so but they're saying whatever this is, it's dead, done, and over with. They... So what they mean by that is that's what they're showing me inside my head, is that whoever is talking, whoever was talking, whoever, whatever was going on, it's falling on deaf ears. They cannot talk no more. Nobody hears, is what they're saying. So it's like they needed somebody to know that if there was gossip going on around them, if there was gossip about them, if they felt the energy of people throwing swords verbally, okay, where they sit here and they bless with their mouths, but they curse you inwardly, Salah, okay? But what I'm telling you right now, it's dead, done, and over with, all right? The feminine energy put it to rest. Done. Part of that was their nightmare that you, oh shit. Part of that was their nightmare that you were picking up on inside of their head, is what they're saying. But spirit,
yeah, buddy.
Call.
Buddy.
There goes the spirit.
Yeah,
Dead, done, and over with. No more. All right. So we've got 2. They split the energy right away for me, which is beautiful. Thank you. The 7 of Wands comes out on the feminine side, and the 9 of Cups comes out on the masculine side. Now, you would think this would be differently, but hear me out. The feminine was already leading you. The feminine energy inside of you was already leaving you. So she was already putting up those boundaries going, nah, fuck that. Not this time. I know what this is. We got this grocery bag. Been there, done that. Been there, done that. Once again. Been there, done that. the masculine was like, ah, I see. Sit back and observe and watch the energy. And that's what I'm getting here from the Nine of Cups. It was like the masculine finally decided to allow the feminine inside of you to lead, okay, is what they're giving me here. And allow the feminine, it's the intuition. Oh, thank you. Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you. So they're showing me that the masculine side of you was ruling your head, and this is why this had to be put to bed, and the feminine inside of you was like, no, dead, done, and over with. And then the masculine let go of the resistance of thinking it knew what to do, and it allowed the universe to show you what to do based upon your own feeling and your own intuition. And all the feminine had to do was lead you and stand her boundary. And every time you thought differently about what it was, that energy was that was keeping you stuck, it went, oh, nope, this way, you're right. And it redirected your eyesight, is what they're saying to me. Okay, it redirected your eyesight. So the masculine finally got out of its own way and got out of its head and laid that bullshit to bed, is what was just said. While the feminine was there and going, watch me. Watch me. Come with me. Let me lead you, because I see more than you do, because the feminine aspect of me is always been divinely guided by my intuition. Don't you see? But it's the masculine mind that has taken over in all due time to get you to not believe in the feminine energy. And now the masculine finally said, okay, I'm going to sit back and watch and not resist. And I'm not going to have those thoughts. And I'm not going to go back to that behavior. And I'm not, because once you stop the energy of the behavior in which you were playing into, it can no longer exist. And you were playing into a part of that role with whoever this was, that it's now dead, done, and over with, because you were picking up on that energy. So then you would play into it inside of your head, and fear would come up in your reality, and anxiety would come up in your reality, and you would go, what's going on? What's going on? I've already been over this. Well, it's because they were hanging on, not you. And you had to realize that you had to stop feeding that energy here. And the feminine was like, F you no more. The divine feminine in each and every one of you was like, yeah, I'll keep a knife in my side when you come to my door. Watch me. Watch me. Watch me. Holy shit. They gave me a confirmation card right in the middle. This is part of the split. The part of the split is the Wheel of Fortune, divine karma. This is divine karma in all of its forms. So this is karma. So whatever you've done unto others in the last 4 to 8 years is what they're showing me, is what you're getting back, and more is what they're telling me. Holy shit. Isn't it? I just felt that right through my fucking chest, right through my heart. Not my heart center, but right through my heart. This is divine karma that's setting things apart, is what was just said. Divine intervention. Those who have the eyes to see and the ears to hear, is what was just said. So this is divine intervention. And the Hebrew words, I don't know if you guys know this, but the Hebrew words that are along the wheel here, all right, is the word God, which is universe. And when we talk about justice, justice is the card of universal law, cause and effect. Nothing more, nothing less. And a lot of you have been getting the justice card over and over and over again, but it's because it's being divinely led on your behalf, because you didn't do anything. Whatever this is, they assumed that you did, and God weighed your heart, the universe weighed your heart, and that's what set you apart. So the karma wheel is turning in your favor while it's descending in their favor, because the masculine decided to not interact this time. They decided to not play in that mental structure. They decided to not cascade drama or the events, right? And you decided not to play into it, and that's the masculine side of you. Holy crap, we've got 6 cards out. Okay, here we go. 2 more. Holy shit. Is that what you want? Okay. You want this on the left? Beautiful. You want this on the right? You want this split? Okay. Beautiful. Yeah, that's a big card right there. We'll get into that in a minute. Okay. The Six of Cups on the masculine side is coming back home to thyself. The Six of Cups on the masculine side is merging with the inner child inside. No longer feeling like you have to hide or have the safety mechanisms as your prize. Because you see now the in-between of what is real versus what is a dream. The masculine side of you finally merged with the two. The masculine side with you finally merged with the higher self. It's like the masculine inner child here. It's not just about the inner child. It's always been about both sides. So it's always been about the masculine child of you and the feminine child of you, where everyone thinks that it's not two. It's always where two become one, the one become the sum. It's where always where two become one, one become the sum. So this is why they had me pull it this way, is because the masculine side of you, the feminine side of you, and now they're relating it back to the Six of Cups of the masculine inner child of you and the feminine inner child of you. And the feminine inner child was already there and in tune, but the masculine side had to let go and merge with the two. They're showing me the merger with the feminine. They're showing me the merger with the ego, which is part of the subconscious layer. There is what they're showing me with the Six of Cups. It's like the masculine side of you had to come back home to God, and that's just plain and simple. However you take that, is what they said. The feminine side of you, the Ace of Cups, the joy, the peace. There's a dove on here, and the white doves are significant, okay? And they're telling me that you figured out your holy grail or the holy grail, okay? Whatever that means to you. They said, nail in the coffin. It's dead, done, and over with. It's true. Thank you. Now they want me to get back into the Lover card. The old paradigm, you're in the new. The old paradigm and the new simultaneously exist, except you're not getting pulled back to it any longer. You're in the new, and that's where it is, and that's where things are going to ensue, is the channeling that's coming through. The Lovers card comes out here where I had that split where they asked me to keep it. The Lovers card here, don't mind my little drawings on my cute little people, so that they're, appropriate here. So you literally have the Lovers card. Now the Lovers card here signifies choice. It means choice in your reality. All right. And a lot of people talk about the lovers coming together, but this is the merger of the masculine and the feminine identity. This is literally you coming into conscious contact with your higher self and God as you understand it, with the representation of the sun. Okay. This is about choices in your reality. Back in the Marcelli's tarot, all the way back then, it was a choice card, because it's such a big choice to change your perspective. Because my team has told me now for 2 years, the moment you change your perspective, that's when the miracle happens. The miracle is the perspective change in this paradigm and in this time frame, is what they're saying to me right now. So the choice is for you to bite your tongue and refrain. The choice is for you not to play into those games. The choice is for you to strive for more and to see things different on a different level that you knew existed. You just had to double down and get through the bullshit of it, is what they're saying to me right now. Now the Ten of Cups here is the other part of the split, the right side. So it was like the masculine side of you once again is what had to merge with the two, okay, is what they're giving me. This is the feminine here that's inside of you. It's the Ten of Cups. It's the exuberant energy. It's the belief. It's like no longer are you questioning or self-doubting. It's like you believe in your belly button, which of course, if you're not my belly button, you can't fucking tell me nothing. But it's your belly button, it's your heart, and it's your head all in alignment. And you're like, no, this is it. Let's go. And that's the energy. And this leads you to the bouquet of flowers. You're getting your flowers. And this was the very first card that came out. And they're like, this is your bouquet of flowers. The 9 here is a huge representation here of not only manifestation, manifestations that are existing, that are literally, you can feel them, you can see them, you know, whether you recognize it or not. That's the eyes of the Creator coming through, that's inside of you, to recognize the blessings that you have manifested and you actually receive. Okay. And they're taking me back to perception is key, and perception is everything. You know how they say possession is 9/10 of the law? My team just said perception is 9/10 of the law. All right. So this is leading without apprehension. This is leading with conviction, is what they're saying to me. They're also showing me the Ace of Wands right now, as I say, leading with conviction. This is what you know somehow by far to be true. It always existed inside of you. You had to be the one to be able to believe it, because the masculine in you was programmed not to believe and not to achieve. And you had to go through all of these resistance patterns to break down the ego and break down the subconscious and break down the masculine, so that it would no longer resist and no longer trick you into thinking that you were not it and it was not it, whatever that means to you. And the feminine had to literally lead you through this whole labyrinth here of multiple different layers and facets inside of you. Okay, is what they're saying. So this is the rise and elevation that has come through you, and you feel the energy. You're on the flow, you're on the wave, you trust, you know. And this is part of the whole paradigm shift, in which many have talked about and perceive as the fifth density layer. It's because of the energy here, layer by layer. And so this was absolutely beautiful. Thank you, guys. You got one more? Okay. All right, we've got one more here that they want me to throw out. And here we go. Okay, well, here we go. We're going to finish up this way. If anybody would like a reading, the link is in the bio today. All right, it's $33.33 for a half and $44.44 for a full. Right now we got a huge sale going on where you can get $33 off a private 1-hour reading with me by using the code FORSALE24 in all caps there. So the link is in the bio. If you guys would like to sit with me in a private session, you're more than welcome to. That's how you do it. The key of life here, spinning the Ankh, the key of life. So you were like waiting for this key. You were waiting for this key to come in, is what they're showing me here with the Isis deck. You were waiting for some key to come in. Some key of knowledge is where you thought it was to begin. But what you had to do was uncover that key from within, is what they're saying right now to me. Look, enter the chamber of healing. I didn't even see that shit come out. Ah! Let's go! Let's go, fam! Let's go! Listen, you had to enter that chamber of healing, is what they're showing me. Healing the divine chamber of Lady Isis once again. You had to go within yourself, to go the distance, to know what lies in the resistance and see in the in-between of reality as it seems. But you know that you're the new. You know that you're not part of the old. You were here to renew. Okay, you were here to put back the past of the old. You were here as the ending of the old, but now you were in the beginning of the new, and this is the new energy that's available to you. So come on, ride the train and ride it. Choo-choo is what Chief just said. So spinning the Ankh and spinning the key of life, the labyrinth from within, okay, is what they said, because a lot of you have been feeling a lot of weird different energies, and this is just a new level of alchemy. They're showing me temperance right now, which is the available energy for you to turn wine into water and water into wine. Not just one way, but both ways. For you to turn water into wine, but wine into water too. This is the alchemization. This is like when anything is put in your way, it's no longer a test. It's no longer an obstacle. You see it as a game to play, because you go right into divination and you go right into which way you're being pulled. You don't allow the mind to play with you. It's mind over matter, is what they're saying to me. You don't allow the mind to play with you. You are the key to life. You are the reawakening. You are the remembering. You're not awakening. You're reawakening to how this has always been played, is what they said. Let's go. You want a spirit animal for them to use? Okay, so Chief wants me to grab a spirit animal here for you guys to use. Which one do you want? Okay. Now, this is going to be an encrypted message, so bear with me here as he comes through. The vultures of culture will no longer ensue. Nothing is wasted, not only inside of you, but the information in which you perceive is always being used in your reality to level up your spirituality, whether you see it or not in your finality. The vulture spirit, the vultures of culture, is what's breaking down in multiple layers of your mentality, is what he's saying to me right now. And the numbers that are important may be 6s and 3s that are showing themselves to you, because the card number is 63, but he's splitting it and breaking it up and saying, watch for 6s and 3s. Nothing is wasted that you do. Nothing that you went through was in vain. Nothing that you went through should bring you any type of shame or any type of disdain. It was all part of the game so that you could remember from which you came and your name. You're part of the fallen angels that are here to go into the new, and nothing, absolutely nothing will be wasted inside of you, is what he said. And this was the vultures of culture here. The vulture spirit, and that is the spirit animal, and it's the same thing that they say of making lemon into lemonade, right? Taking lemons and making it into lemonade is what they're saying. Taking the wine and turning it into water, and taking water and turning it into wine. It's like you had to believe, you had to see that anything that you really put your mind to in this reality, you could manifest, you could ensue. But the way that it comes through, you're learning how to really ensue those etherical things from the etherical into the physical, like part of your dreams is what he's showing me, right? So like they show up little bit by little bit by little bit, and then you learn how to alchemize it to make it more, to make it more, to make it more. And while you think the swords that are being thrown at your door, while you're going through the anguish and the pain and more, are taking you down a step of the ladder, it's actually putting you up 10 rungs more, is what he said, matter of fact. Because it's like you alchemize that energy. It's like you know it, you feel it, you know when people are disdained with you because of things that you do, or just showing up, or just being you, or whatever that is, right? You can call it you're part of the karma, you're part of Matt, you're part of whatever mirror. But in fact, it's just that they are resisting what's inside of them, that's shaking them, that's inside of you, okay? And that's part of their wake-up call, right? We just don't necessarily say when that time is for everybody or how that comes, but they paint you as being the wrong one when in fact you're the right one, is what they're giving me. So it's like you had to move through all this dishonor and all this disrespect in order to learn how to alchemize that, to use it to your benefit, is what they're saying. Because it's all magic and it's all real. It's all magic because it's all energy and it's all real. It's about how you keep your eyes peeled and about how you use the energy that's available to you, whether you perceive it as being something ugly or being something new. It's actually all new because you're taking the ugly and you're making it new. So there is no darkness. The only reason why people think darkness exists is because the light hasn't shined there, right? Because immediately when light hits the dark, it turns light. So therefore, it's almost as if like this huge change and this huge shift here, where dark does not exist anymore in your personal paradigm. Why? Because everything is completely aligned. Whew. We good? All right, cool. We're good, guys. All right, give me just a minute here to digress and switch gears here.
You to change. If perfect's what you're searching for, then just stay the same. So don't even bother asking if you look okay. You know I'll say.
Woo!
When I see you,
I need like 5 breaths. Not just one. I need like 5 because that was a lot of information really quickly.
'cause you're amazing, just the way you are.
There you go, sir.
And when you smile,
He's like, where's my tobacco? I'm like, right here, sir. Thank you.
'cause girl, you're amazing, just the way you are.
Of course, he come in and fucking put an ass kicking right up everybody's rear end at the end, you know. Leave it to Chief to give you a nice ass kicking at the end, man. He would do that, man. He would come in and be like, "Oh yeah, this is amazing shit, but here, let me gut punch you real quick. Let me gut punch you real quick." Let me tell you that all those terrible, horrible things that you went through were not for nothing. I promise you. And then you go, "Oh, damn, man, that's fucked up because damn, that stung. Damn, that hurt. Fuck." Oh, gut punch. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for, man, it's too tasty, man. He had to jump in. Aw, thank you, Kay. He had to jump in, man. It was too tasty for him not to. He was like, "I gotta jump on this bandwagon." He was the one that was like, "Come on, ride the train." That was him. It would have been him. Such a shit sometimes, man. Alright. Woo! I don't know about you guys, but I'm fired up. That's all I know. Alright. So if you guys would like a reading, jump in here. I'm going to go check that space real quick. It's 33.33 for a half, 44.44 for a full. We'll see what it is that you need in the advice here. That's coming through from today all the way through the 15th. Of course, we all know there's a big shift in energy. Once again, we've got the eclipse that's coming in Pisces. It's a partial eclipse on the 17th here with Pisces. We already know that we're in the Capricorn, Pisces 29. So it's like that anticipation, right? But there's a lot of fortunate things that are on the wave is what they're showing me here, metaphorically speaking. So there's a lot of beautiful things that are on the waves in the different shifts of reality that are coming through. And these shifts in reality are part of the new, and they're literally coming in to stay because they use the word finality here. You have to remember that they give me the energy and it's a frequency in which I hear, right? But it's up to me to be able to find the words to convey the energy of what they mean by what they say, to break it down in this reality, to put words and context and energy behind it so that you can understand what's going on here. So that's a little bit about what's going on. For those of you that are new here, welcome. My name is Stella. This is Four Corners Healing 37. I've been around for 41 years. I've been a master of spirit for about 15 years now. I started when I was 17. I've been a medium since I was a young child. There's nothing that I don't do. There's nothing that I can't do. And over here, we really work with all energies of all back sources. We also work with a lot of energies of shamanistic practice here. So I am a shamanistic life coach here. I am also a shaman of energy, but I am a master of absolutely nothing. But I am a servant and I know a little bit of everything, being around the block a few million times. So if you guys need anything, the link is in the bio. You can always reach out through the website if you've got questions, if you want to check things out, if you want a little, mini session. We've got those on Monday, Wednesday, Fridays for $33 for like 15-20 minutes in the morning. It's called Coffee and Cards. So it's just kind of like this exactly, but we get to go more personal, more in depth, with where you're at. So let's see what exists here for these beautiful people. So I've got Amber Rose. I also have Lizeth. I also have Steph, and I've got Dee here too. So let me get this all in order here. That's cute. Yeah, we can do that. Alright, so here we go. We've got Amber. And I got Liz. And Steph. Alright, cool. So we've got Amber, we've got Liz, we got Dee, we got Steph. So we're gonna boogie on down, man, and let's see what comes in, what goes around. Take what you need, but give back what you take. And what my team means by that is take what you've learned and apply it in your life some sort of way. All right, and always give thanks to Spirit for conveying the messages that you actually receive through another here. To me, it's all about respect of Spirit, 110%, and the respect of others here. So thank you.
That beautiful mind, I'm on your magical
Alright, here we go. Something is none of your concern, Liz. Something is none of your concern and you had to learn. Okay? Something is none of your concern and you had to learn. They're asking me something really quickly. They want me to take those two cards. They told me to take the top and they told me to take the back. Okay? Now, here's what's funny. It says now is a lucky time and the rabbit shows up for you, but also it says this and that are true. So there are two truths to everything. And what they mean by that is the perception of the one that is seeing it. So there's your perception and the other person's perception. So they're saying that there's two truths going on simultaneously, right? And it says this and that are both true. They both exist. As Jose always says, where this exists, the latter of the two exists simultaneously too. So this is kind of interesting here for you. Let's pull this. We're going to use this beautiful David Bowie Starman deck today. I don't ever use this at all, really, to be honest with you. Yeah, two. The wheel, this is karma that exists. The Ace of Cups, this is beautiful. You're seeing how you played into certain roles. You're seeing how you played into certain roles, but it was none of your business to play into those certain roles is what they're showing me. They're always telling me here, too, that you knew that there was more to your truth and your destiny. It was that you had to literally see how people were using you as a puppet on a string. Now, they're showing me grapes on a vine. And now grapes on a vine are very, very significant. And I'll tell you why. Because they take forever to grow. And you have to take very good care of the vines and of the grapes in order for them to be luscious and fruitful. So it's like a high regard here. So the grapes on the vine, especially in tarot, when they show me that, not only signify how long you've been on this path here, right? But what you are growing inside of you and around of you is surely to be fruitacious and blessed. And this is a part of where you also, with grapes, right? You turn grapes into wine, okay? Grapes aren't necessarily always sweet by themselves. Sometimes they're sour, but you make them sweet, right? And it's almost as if like you had to see how you're playing into the energy here was part of that cause and effect of that karmic wheel. So now the Ace of Cups, this is something that you know to trust. This is something that you know is real. This is where the divine feminine in you will heal, is what was just said to me. That's part of the dolphin. Dolphins are very significant to you, is what they're showing me here too. So now is a lucky time to ensue. The energy here has been switched inside of you, but around you too. Now, we know the ladder of it too exists. We know that your situation exists. The Seven of Wands, they want me to take upright. The Three of Wands, they want me to take upright. The Two of Wands, they want me to take in reverse here. And because this is where you're procrastinating on making a decision that you know is going to hurt no matter what you do. Woo! The Seven of Wands is about your boundaries. It's about sitting here and going, and it's not raw. It's like, okay, this is where I stand and this is why I stand here this way. All right. It's grace with tact. It's having those boundaries up and saying and following to them and sticking to them and adhering to them. And it's almost as if you're going to go be like, listen, you can't talk to me that way. Like, you can't talk to me that way. I don't know who you think you are, but you can't talk to me that way. And so then it's like, they're like, if you talk to me that way one more time, I'm going to pack up and leave, right? It's almost like this little kid thing that they're showing me. Well, then when they talk to you like that and you don't pack up and leave, this is where it's that little kid energy where you took accountability because you didn't follow through with what you said. So it's like that's the Seven of Wands energy that's coming through. The Three of Wands is literally when he has the world out in front of his hands and he's got the three wands around him. A lot of people portray that as actually where you are manifesting this whole world to come in. No, threes are actions. Threes solve your twos. Okay, threes are the answers to your twos. All right, when we're talking about cartomancy and numerology, your threes solve your twos. So this Three of Wands is saying, okay, you see the big picture. Here's the world. Here it is. What are you going to do? This is where this is like, what are you going to do with this? Because the Two of Wands comes in reverse, which is meaning you're not making any decision or any choice at all. Because either way you go, it's going to hurt. And you're like, which is the lesser of two evils? Well, neither of them, if you want to know the truth. You just have to pick which one you want to do and which one's better for you. what you feel pulled to do, right? The Three of Wands is trying to solve your two. Look, man, you've got the Tower on the bottom of the deck. It's like you have these realizations, you know these things, you internalize these things, but the accountability in which you still play into that reality is what's falling down and crumbling around you. Like, I can't put up with something anymore because I can't breathe. Not literally speaking, like just figuratively. Like, I can feel it on my chest. I can't breathe. I can't be me. I can't say what I need to say. I can't do what I need to do because based upon somebody else's standards of what they think I should ensue. Whew, there it is, the Two of Swords. You think it has to be this way or that way, but there's a middle ground. There's something in the background that you did not see, and that's the Temple behind you. It's like you're being split in two with these two decisions. Like, you're like, oh, well, it's the lesser of two evils. It's this way or that way. And they're like, no, there's another way here is what they're showing me. But you're not even allowing that other energy to come through to bring you a solution to the two is what they're saying to me right now.